Down onto our mats. For this part, we're going to need a strap. We're going to start off by stretching into the hamstrings with P and F style stretching, which is proprio neuromuscular facilitation. Basically, we're going to contract and then relax the muscle. So if we bring the strap around the ball of the right foot and we press that right leg up towards the ceiling, feel like you're drawing the right hip down towards the floor and both hands are grabbing a hold of the strap. We're going to pull the leg up towards us, trying to keep the shoulder blades down. Once in this position, we can work the hands up the strap, taking a deeper stretch. Once you feel like you've gone as deep as you want, let's just hold it there. And take deep breaths into the back of the right thigh. And then we'll contract the hamstring. We're going to press the heel away from us. Feel a contraction in the back of the right thigh as we press away for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, relax, bend into the right knee. At this point, we can work our hand further up the strap, or maybe we can grab a hold of the right big toe as we take a moment and then we put it back into the hamstring stretch, pressing the heel towards the ceiling and pulling the leg towards us. Here, by pulling the leg towards us, we're going to get a stretch into the hamstring. If you find, like me now, you're bending into the knee, the other hand can just simply press the leg to lock it out and stretch deeper into the hamstring as we pull that leg towards us. And you breathe into the back of the thigh, just feeling that stretch. And then we press the heel away once more. Feel the contraction in the hamstring as we press, press, press. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, bend back into the knee. We'll go into one more passive stretch of the right hamstring. We press the heel to the ceiling and pull that leg towards us, drawing the shoulder blades down, just taking deep breaths. And then if we release, and then bring the opposite leg in, strap goes around the ball of the left foot, press the left heel towards the ceiling, stretch into that right leg, and then we're pressing the knee away, locking out the leg as we draw the foot towards us, and then just breathe into your deepest position. Try not to feel in pain. Pain is not good, your body's not going to relax in pain. Discomfort is okay. Not getting any pain behind the knees. If you are, just come out a little bit. Don't go as deep. Taking a few more breaths here. And then activating the hamstring. Push the foot away for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, relax. Bend the knee, take it out of the stretch. Work your hands further up that strap. If you're a bit more open, take a hold of the left big toe. And then let's stretch into that left leg. Push the left heel towards the ceiling. Again, hand can come onto the thigh to push it away, and then draw the foot towards us. And then once more, let's push the heel away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Bend back into the knee. And then once more, let's straighten. Maybe take it a little bit deeper than you just was. Trying to take deep breaths in this position. And slowly coming up. Now to strengthen the hamstrings some more, we're just going to go into bridge pose. We're going to push the low back into the floor, feel like we're tucking the pelvis under. Hands can come outside of the hips, or arms can be reaching up behind you as we lift the hips and squeeze the bum. Lowering the bum back down. Now we're going to strengthen into the hamstrings. Coming into bridge pose, if we push the low back down and tuck the pelvis under, we're going to lift the hips, squeeze the glutes. Lower bum back down. Maintain that belly button drawing in and pelvis tuck, and squeeze the glutes, send them back up. Lowering back down for 3, 2, and 1. Now lowering back down, bring the feet towards each other. Bring the left leg up towards the ceiling. Try to keep the foot over the hip. If you're a bit tighter in the hamstrings, you might find your foot stays out in front of the hips. That's not a problem, but trying to keep it stacked over the hips. You're going to go into single leg bridge. Pushing through the right foot, squeezing the glutes, sending the hips up as high as you feel you can go, and then lowering back down for 4 more. 4, lift up. 3, 2, and 1. Holding it up here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lowering it down, bringing the left ankle on top of the thigh. We're just going to take a glute stretch on the left side. In this figure of 4 position, if we scoop the arms through and grab a hold of the back of the right thigh or front of the right shin, try to keep the low back pushing down, shoulder blades draw down towards the floor as you pull the shin towards you. We're just going to passively stretch into this left glute. Feel like the left knee is pressing away from you here. I'm pushing my left elbow into my left thigh, just so I get more external rotation on that left hip. And I'm actively pulling the right shin towards my chest, getting a stretch into my left glute. Slowly coming out of that, let's bring the left foot back to the floor. Let's take the right foot up over the hip. Hands can come outside of the hips, low back pushes down, belly button draws in. We're going to lift up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding it up top for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Now to work in towards the hips, let's warm those up a little bit. All we're going to do is bring hands outside of the hips. Take both legs up over the hips, or both feet even. And then we're just going to simply lower the legs down, trying to keep the low back pushing into the floor. If you find you get to a certain point and the low back lifts, just try to stop short of that lift. Otherwise, if you're fine to go all the way down, keep pushing the low back into the floor. Let's take them up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then let's work into the abs a little bit. Let's get that warmed up. Hands on top of the thighs. Simply push the low back into the floor. Bring the low back, or push the low back down. Bring the shoulders off of the floor. Hands on the thighs, hands just come outside of the hips, palms facing up. If we simply bring the knees, stack them over the hips, keep pushing the low back down, we're going to work into the abs. If we take the knees further forwards, we're going to feel more of a strain on the abs. So let's just stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathe. Let's bring both knees in for happy baby pose, just opening into the hips. So here I've got hold of the outside blades of both feet, and I'm just gently drawing the knees down towards the armpits. Push the low back into the floor, draw the shoulder blades down. And then going a bit deeper into the hip flexors, and working a little bit more on lubricating into the spine, into more of a forward fold. If we bring the feet back up overhead, hands can be outside of the hips, hands can be up behind us. So here, if we lower the legs down like we just did, and then see if we can maybe tap the toes to the hands as we come over for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then slowly coming up to seated. Now we're going to work into the shoulders. So to warm up our shoulders, we're going to go into shoulder dislocates. So grabbing a hold of our band, if we take the hands as wide as you want to start with your bands or your straps, we're going to take the arms up and over. So here we're working the shoulders through full range of motion. We're just trying to open them up, these big circles. If it feels quite comfortable for you, you can quite simply bring your hands closer together. We'll go through a couple more. And then we will hold it back. Feeling a position as you come over that stretches across the chest, and we'll just breathe into it there. Feel like you're trying to pull your hands towards each other behind you. So you're slowly, steadily drawing the shoulder blades towards each other, and just taking deep breaths here. And then bringing it over and around. Shake the arms out a little bit. And here, to get a bit deeper into the shoulders, We're going to bring one hand up and down, the other hand down and up as we grab a hold of the strap behind us. And we try to work the hands as close as they can towards each other, towards the strap, the hands towards each other, working down the strap. If you can bring your hands towards each other, all good, go for it. So get into your deepest position. And once you're there, if you can see my rib cage is flaring out, draw the ribs in, try to draw the belly button in. And we're breathing into the bottom shoulder, or the arm that's down and up, which would be the left shoulder. And we're breathing into that. Take a few more breaths here. And then we'll change arms. Left arm comes up and over. Right arm goes down and up. We're working the hands towards each other. Slowly. When you find your deepest position, breathe into it. Gently draw the rib cage in. Feel that stretch into the right shoulder and breathe there. We're going to take about another 5 breaths here. And then gently release, shake out the arms. Now bringing the hands behind us, fingertips facing away. We're going to work into shoulder extension. Push the palms into the floor. If it feels a bit much, just move your hands wider. And then we're going to bring the feet out in front. We're going to work into reverse tabletop. So I'm going to push the hands down and lift the hips, squeeze the bum. Try to push down. Try to think shoulders, knees and hips in line with each other. Really draw the belly button in as you lift. And we can dynamically move in this position. We can start to draw the bum towards the heels as we rock forwards and back. And then lower the bum down towards the heels. I'm starting to get a little bit in my right elbow, so I'll just bend into the elbows a little bit. Move the bum away. Try to constantly keep that openness in the chest. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other and breathe into the chest. And then slowly slide the bum back towards the hands. Shake out the arms a little bit. Bring both legs out in front of us. And let's just fire up the hip flexors and quads. Point the toes forwards. Bring the hands outside of the hips or the thighs. The further you move the hands forwards, the harder it is, the more compressed you are, the more it works your hips. So I'm going to start with my hands outside of my knees. And then to start off with, let's just take big breath up into chest. As we exhale, we can lift the right foot. Try to keep the right leg straight as you lift. Inhale, lower the right. Exhale, lift the left. Inhale, lower left. Exhale, lift right. Inhale. Exhale, lift left. And we'll keep it going like that. Inhale. Exhale, lift right. Left, right, free to go, left, right, one more left. Lower both feet, Bring the hands behind you. This time, keep the legs straight. Push the palms into the floor. Here we're going to go reverse plank. This is going to be working or trying to work towards a straight line. We're going to be working hip extension, firing up the glutes, and we're going to be working towards our handstand line. So if we push the floor away, lift the hips up, keep the pelvis tucked under, squeeze the glutes, look forwards, push the hands down, belly button draws in, squeeze bum, flex the quads. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down. Hands come back outside of the knees, point the toes forwards. This time we're going to lift both feet. Inhale, big breath up into chest. Exhale, push the floor away, lift both feet. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 2 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Last one. Holding for 5 seconds. Exhale, push down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Now we're going to move into warming up our wrists and shoulders, legs, and getting moving. So now we're going to start to warm up the wrists and get dynamically moving, working towards opening up the hips, hamstring and quads towards our front splits, and starting to get on our hands, working towards kicking up into handstands. To start, let's warm up the wrists. If we come into a tabletop position and we just start to rock the shoulders forwards and back, we're just stretching into the wrists. We'll just go for 6 more reps. So we'll go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if we just hold that lean forwards and breathe into it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it off. Turn the fingers to face you. If you lack that range, just go as far as feels good for you. And then this time we're just going to sit the bum towards the heels for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time, this last rep, we're going to press the knuckles into the floor. Try to gently lift or peel the palms off as we stretch into the forearms. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Taking it off of the wrists. Let's just roll them out a little bit. You can bring the hands to meet and just take small circles. And then coming back into our tabletop position, we'll just take it through 5 cat-cows. So as we inhale, we'll lower the belly, draw the shoulder blades back, look forwards. As we exhale, we'll round through. For 5, inhale, lower. Exhale, round for 4. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to a neutral spine. Then to open into the shoulders a little, we'll just walk the hands forwards for puppy pose. Keep the hips stacked over the knees. Walk the hands forwards enough so the chest draws down to the floor. This could be pretty passive. We could just relax here. We could make it a bit more active by pressing the fingertips into the floor, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other, and just gently bouncing the chest towards the floor. And then just holding it. Actively pressing the chest down. Just feeling an opening into the shoulders, maybe a bit more the upper back. And then to get into the thoracic spine a little bit more, let's take it into Sphinx pose. So here we're going to press the hips into the floor. Draw the shoulder blades back as we push the forearms down. And we can stay here in this Sphinx if this feels enough, or we can take it a bit deeper by pushing the palms down, lifting the forearms off for 5, 4, if this feels too much to stay in Sphinx, 3, 2, 1. Walk the hands in. Feel like you're pressing the hips down, you're squeezing the bum, you're drawing the shoulder blades back. And then let's lower it down. Let's take it into down dog. Now we're going to start to move a little bit. You might want a yoga brick for this part, or maybe 2. Let's go 3-leg dog. Let's raise the right leg up. And let's step the right foot in between the hands. Soften the left knee to the floor. Top of the left foot goes to the floor, left hip goes down. So in this low position, low lunge, the right knee stacks over the right ankle, right hip draws back, left hip draws forwards. Top of the left foot is pushing into the floor. Just feel an activation through the left thigh, left hip, and then feel like you're trying to sink into this left hip, drawing the right bum cheek down towards that right heel. Hand can be on the right thigh, just gently press into it and send the shoulders over the hips. So the weight of the body stays over the hips, pushing this left hip down, opening into the left hip flexor. Let's passively take a deeper stretch into the left quad by drawing back, reaching for the left heel, sinking the hips forwards, pulling this left heel towards us. And then let's gently release that. Let's bring the left bum cheek back onto the left heel. Here we can bring our yoga brick underneath the right bum cheek. Don't need to if you don't want to. And we're going to simply fold over the right thigh. If you're more tighter in the hamstring, you might just want to stay up. Chest up. Chest reaches forwards. We're just hinging at the hip. You're more open in that hamstring, walk the hands forwards, fold over the thigh. Then taking it into runner's lunge, walk it back forwards. Right knee stacks over right ankle. We're going to push back through the left heel, lift the left knee, and then we're going to take it into pyramid pose. Step the left foot in. Right foot pushes the floor away. We're straightening into the right leg. We're taking a stretch into the back of the right thigh. Bit tighter in the hamstrings. You're going to bring 2 bricks underneath the hands, and you're going to stay up as tall as you need to on those bricks. If you're a bit more open in the hamstrings, hands can be on the floor. Feel like you're pushing the floor away and you're trying to drive the chest back towards this right thigh. Right hips pulling up, left hips pulling down. And then stand in splits. Let's bend back into that right knee. Hands come a foot's distance past the right toes. And we're trying to lift this left leg up as much as we can. Right hand can grab a hold of the back of this right ankle as we pull the right forehead towards the right shin. We're trying to actively lift this left leg up. And then runner's lunge, step that left foot back. 3-leg dog, let's take the right leg up, open into the right hip. Lift up high on your left toes, step the right foot over. Lift the hips up, right arm reaches back past the right ear. Here we're opening into this left shoulder and we're trying to work the glutes, work hip extension, sending the hips towards the ceiling. Down dog, let's step it back over. Same, left side, raise left leg up, step left foot through, drop right knee down, Send the right hip towards the floor. Top of the right foot pushes down. So again, we're trying to keep the shoulder stacked over the hips, right hip going towards the floor. Top of the right foot pressing down, activate the right hip flexor. Right hand reaches back for that right heel. And then we're pulling this right foot towards us as we sink into the hip. Chest trying to face front as we pull this right heel towards the bum. Then gently release this right foot, right bum cheek comes onto the right glute, brick can come underneath the left. As we either stay up tall, chest drawing forwards as we hinge at the hip, or hands walk forwards to fold over this left thigh. And then runner's lunge, walk it back to front. Hands frame off the left foot, roll over ball of the right, lift the right knee off the floor, and then pyramid pose from there, step the right foot in, straighten into your left leg. Hands again are on bricks, or we're pushing the floor away, drawing the chest back towards that left thigh. And then stand in splits, shift the weight of the body forwards, come to balancing on that left foot, right heel pulls to ceiling, left foot pushes the floor away, left hand can come onto the back of this left ankle, pull yourself in. Down dog, step, both feet back. High plank, let's shift the weight of the shoulders forward, stack them over the wrists. Hands push the floor away, we're rounding into the upper back, we're protracting the shoulders, belly button draws in, pelvis tucks under, squeeze the bum cheeks. Bring the feet a little wider apart, see if you can bring the right hand onto the left shoulder. And then let's see if you can take it into a single arm down dog, pushing up and back. So here we're just really working on pushing the floor away with the left hand. One arm plank, shift it back to front, right hand comes down, left hand comes onto the right shoulder. Again, push it up and back. Take it back to front. Same, opposite side, right hand, left shoulder, push it up and back. Let's hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take it back to front, right hand down, left hand right shoulder, push it up and back, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take it back to your high plank, bring the feet towards each other, upward facing dog, roll over the toes, bring the hips towards the floor, keep the thighs off, draw the shoulder blades back. Hands push the floor away, chest is pulling through, squeeze the bum, send the hips towards the floor. Down dog, push it up and back. And then again, let's go into our three-leg dog. We're going to take it back through this lunging variation. Right foot steps through, left knee comes to the floor, top of the foot comes to the floor, send the right hip down. Here, let's grab a hold of our brick. Let's bring the brick midway on the thigh, so the thigh is touching it. We're not too heavy on that brick. Now let's roll over the ball of the left foot. And with the left thigh gently pressing into this brick, let's lift the knee off. We're going to hold it here for another 10, 9, try not to be too heavy on this brick, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Come out of that. And then let's take it back in. Now here, hands can be on the right thigh. Let's activate the left hamstring, keeping your brick handy. Let's squeeze the left heel towards the bum for 5. Toe tap the floor. 4, 3, 2. On this last one, let's bring this brick in or on top of the back of the knee. And then let's try to squeeze that brick for 10. 9, I'm starting to cramp for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, oh, before the cramp really set in, 1. And then let's go into our half front splits. So instead of bringing bum onto the heel, keep the hips over the knee and let's straighten into this right leg. We're pressing the right heel down, we're drawing the right hip back. We're either staying up on our bricks if we're tight in the hamstrings or we're walking them forwards. And then let's go back into our runner's lunge, bend back into this right knee. Lift the left knee off of the floor, and then pyramid pose once more. Let's step the left foot in, let's straighten into the right leg. It's quite easy for you, raise the right toe up, push the right knee back, send the chest towards the right thigh. And then stand in splits, right foot to the floor, left leg up. And then let's toe tap. Let's just go 5, squeeze the glute. 4, squeeze the glute. 3, 2, 1, hold. Now with the hands a foot's distance past the toes, let's really push the floor away. Try to shift the weight of the shoulders forwards and lift up onto the ball of your right foot. Hips are pulling apart from each other, hips are pulling apart. Runner's lunge, step the left foot back. 3-leg dog, take the right leg, reach it up and back. And again, peel the right hip open. Let's step the right foot over. Let's bring the left foot in line with the right for half wheel. And then here, left hand's behind me, fingertips facing away, feet are in line with each other. Right hand's going to come in line with the feet. As I inhale, I'm going to reach up and back. This right arm, trying to reach the bicep behind my right ear. I'm looking towards the left thumb. I'm squeezing the bum, sending the hips up high. Lowering down, we're going to go for more for 4. Back down, 3. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Hold it there. Down dog, step it back over. All that good stuff to do on the other side. 3-leg dog, left leg up. Low lunge, step the left foot through. Right knee drops down. Again, brick comes underneath the right thigh as we sink it down low. Brick touching the right thigh. I'm not trying to rest too much weight on it. Roll over ball of the right toe. Press back through the right heel, raise the right knee. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, breathe. Ease yourself out. And then take it back down low. We're going to squeeze the right heel towards the right glute. So we're going to go 5, 4, 3. I can already feel the cramp. 2. Last one. Brick back of the knee. Squeeze. 10, 9. Cramp is coming. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, ah. And then here, keeping the right hip stacked over the right knee, we're going to go half front split, walk the hands forwards, fold over the left thigh. Then runner's lunge, let's walk it back to front. Pyramid pose, step the right foot in, straighten into the left leg, left toes lift. pushing the chest back towards that left thigh. Standing splits, hands come foot's distance past the left toes, right leg pulls to the ceiling. Let's go toe taps. We're going to toe tap for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, squeeze. We're going to push the floor away, shoulders up by the ears. Maybe bring the hands a little bit further forwards as you lift up onto the ball of that left foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, runner's lunge, step the right foot back. 3-leg dog, take the left leg up and back. Peel the left hip open, step the left foot over. Right foot steps in line with the left. Right hand pushes the floor away. Left hand inside of the left or both heels. As we inhale, we're going to lift up. Left bicep behind left ear, look towards the right thumb. Exhale, lower back down for 4 more. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Last one. Hold it. And then down dog, step it over. Push chest towards the thighs in your down dog. Maybe press both heels towards the floor. Take a few more breaths here, and then we'll move on to getting upside down. So here we're going to do a superset of kicking up into the wall and holding ourselves upside down. Here we're going to build strength in the shoulders, and we'll bring some awareness into the body after the first set. Secondary, we're going to go into an alignment drill. Here I've rolled up my yoga mat. If you've got some yoga bricks, you could also use those. But for the sake of ease, that's just a rolled up yoga mat. So to start, if we come over towards the wall and we bring our hands about a hand's distance away from the wall, we're going to push the floor away, kick ourselves up. So whatever is your strongest leg, we're going to go into that standing splits. We're trying to kick the leg up, the bottom leg follows. And to start off with, all I want you to think is I'm holding myself up. I'm trying to lift the shoulders up towards my ears as much as I can for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly coming out. Coming over to our rolled up yoga mat. We're going to lay down in front of it, bringing our forearms on the yoga mat. So here I've got my forearms on. I'm pushing the forearms down, but I'm pressing forwards. In this position, coming flat on my toes, I'm going to draw the rib cage in, lift, and tuck the pelvis under. And here I'm working on posterior pelvic tilt, pulling the belly button and rib cage in for 20. 13, 12. You can look towards the floor if it feels more comfortable in the neck, or you can look in between the thumbs. 5, 4, 3, 2, breathe. So this drill is to teach you alignment of the ribs and pelvis. So for instance, if I show you here in forearm plank, we are tucking the pelvis under and drawing the rib cage in. This is a more extreme variation of that. Hands out in front like we would be in handstand. We look in between the thumbs, we tuck the pelvis under, push the hips into the floor, and we push shoulders up to the ears, ribs in. Coming back to the wall. This time we will be a bit more specific to the alignment of handstand. Basically, we want to do what we just did here on the floor, up against the wall. So, again, about a hand's distance away from the wall, we're going to lift up. Now, fingertips grip the floor.
Shoulders come up by the ears already. We kick up. Think floor up. Fingers grip. Push the floor away, shoulders up by the ears. Now we're going to bring the alignment drill on the floor into play. Rib cage draws in, belly button pulls in. Squeeze the bum, point the toes. Press the fingertips into the floor. See if you can momentarily float the heels off of the wall, and then just go back on. Float them off, go back on. If you fall out, it's all good. We'll just play about with it for about another 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. So you might start to feel like your shoulders are burning a bit being upside down. It's pretty common. You're holding the whole weight of your body on your shoulders. Coming back to lying on the floor. Forearms on, hands push forwards. Top of the feet press into the floor, pelvis tucks under, ribs draw in as we lift. Look in between the thumbs or look towards the floor, whatever feels more better for you. But handstands, we're looking in between the thumbs. Belly button stays pulling in, rib cage pulls in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, breathe. Taking a minute's rest. We'll go again. Now when we kick up into the wall, we want to think hands, fingers grip, shoulders up by the ears, push, ribs in, pelvis tucks, belly button pulls in. And then by the time you get to that point, if the legs are straight, should feel like the heels want to come off. But for the minute, just focus on holding yourself up, pushing, and that alignment of pulling in. All right, that's 30 seconds, that's enough. If you need longer, just pause the video. So again, coming to the wall. Pushing ourselves off. Shoulders lift, hands push the floor away, fingers grip. 1, ribs draw in, belly button pulls in. 2, squeeze the bum, point the toes. 3. By the time you do all that, your heels should hopefully float off. And just practice floating off maybe for a split second and then going back on and working yourself off. We'll go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time, we'll go for this. Lying flat on our belly and chest, forearms resting on our rolled up yoga mat. Feet flat to the floor, forearms on. Pelvis tucks under, belly button draws in. Lift. 20 seconds to go. And breathe. Let's move on to the next part. So here we're going to take it into 3 parts. We're going to be holding a down dog against the wall to start, and then we're going to build on that. We're going to go into some lunges, working towards opening into the hips, and then we're going to go into some glute kickbacks, which is going to strengthen our glute for front splits. It's also going to transfer into the feeling, how we want the glutes to feel when we're in handstands. So to start off with, we're going to go into down dog against the wall. So here, I've got my little handstand board. To set ourselves up, we would stand in front of the wall. We could go a leg's distance away from the wall, and then we would step the feet down, bring the hands down, and that would be roughly where we need to be. So if we brought the hands down to the floor and we step our feet up, so the feet are on the wall in line with our hips. And to start, we are simply going to hold this. We're building strength in the shoulders. We're going to stay here for another 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming down. From here, we're going to go into lunges. We're going to go into a low lunge position using our brick. We're going to sink the hips forwards, bring the thigh onto the brick. And once we're here, like we did earlier, we're going to try to lift that back left knee off. It should feel pretty strong in the left hip. We're going to push the right foot down and lift off. Every repetition, we want to try to tap the thigh to that brick. 2, 3, 4, working to 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Changing leg, I'll do exactly the same. Low lunge position, thigh taps the brick. Roll over the ball of the back left foot or right foot, and then let's push off. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now here we're going to work into the glutes. Tabletop position. If we come into cat pose, round and really try to tuck the pelvis under, and then we step the left foot back, left toes down. Try to keep the hips square. From here we're trying to lift the left foot, squeezing that left glute. Now if I arch into the back, I can lift it up. Here I'm just trying to really work the left glute. So I'm going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep pelvis tucked. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change sides. Right leg slides out. Toe pushes down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back into the wall. This time we are going to lift a leg off. The glute wants to feel like it did here when it's upside down and coming away from the wall. So I'll explain. If we come over and we kick back up, we straighten into the legs, the shoulders will stack over the wrists, and then we lift one leg off. We square the hips off, squeeze the right glute, trying to maintain a pelvic tuck, so it's hands, shoulders, right hip, right foot. And then here, my left foot is coming off the wall. Hold it for another 10, 9, doesn't matter if your left foot comes off, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right foot back on the wall, left leg up and over. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down. Now again, we can set the brick up, low lunge position, underneath the thigh. Or we are going to simply imagine there's a brick there, try to bring the right bum cheek towards the right heel as we sink forwards for 10, 9, working deep into the hip, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Changing leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo, thighs are feeling it. And then here, if we come into a child's pose, we can make it a lot harder on the glutes. They have to work a lot harder to lift off the floor in this position. So if I come into what would be a child's pose, but I bring the forearms to the floor, and if I roll over the toes and I step my left leg back, left toes pushing down, try to keep the right bum cheek as close towards the right heel as you can, push the forearms down. If I try to squeeze the left bum cheek, lift the left leg off for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back in, change leg. Left bum cheek, left heel, right foot slides back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back in. Whew. Take a little breather. This time, when we're upside down, one leg on the wall, one leg off, we are going to try to switch the legs mid-air. So we're going to try to hop off the back leg and bring the other leg on the wall. Now you can do this really slowly if you want. You can just go one off, one on, one off, one on, or we can switch mid-air. So I'll show you both variations. So just watch for the minute. We're either going to be here and we're going to go on, back on, off, or we're going to keep one leg off and we're going to hop off, bring the foot down. Hop off, bring the foot down. So when you're ready, come upside down, push the floor away, shoulders up by your ears, ribs in. With the foot overhead, try to square the hips off, squeeze this bum cheek, point the toe to the ceiling. And then we're going to try to hop off, bring the foot back on for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing it down. Whew. One last round of lunges. So right foot out in front, right bum cheek towards right heel for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Changing leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. This time, with these glute lifts off, I'm just going to hold it for 10 seconds each side. So roll over the toes, leg goes back, push the foot into the floor, round into the upper body. We're going to lift the foot off for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, back in. Right leg out. Lift off. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe. Let's move on. Last set of conditioning drills we're going to do for handstands will be wall facing handstands. This can be quite scary. So walk in as far as you feel comfortable. Ideally, we're kind of going nose to wall, and then we're trying to work alignment to bring the feet off. As I said, being so close to the wall, facing it, is quite scary. Just try to learn how to fall out. Then we're going to work into some conditioning exercises on our mat. So to set ourselves up for wall facing, we could be exactly the same as we did before, hands to the floor, legs up. And then we are trying to walk ourselves in. So we come really close to the wall, and then we're literally nose to wall, pushing up, tucking pelvis in, squeezing the glutes, flexing the quads. And then you might find that the toes come off. But all I want you to concentrate on is lifting. Nose can touch the wall, push up, ribs in, pelvis tucks under. This is just to learn the alignment in handstand. We're only going to hold it for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look forwards, turn out to the side. Coming down onto the floor, we're going to go into reverse Nordics. This is a great exercise for lengthening the quads under load, which is our body weight. Now, if we come up and we tuck the pelvis under and we draw the belly button in, think about the knees, hips and shoulders in line with each other, which will transfer into your handstands. Hands can be outside of the hips as we squeeze the bum and we lean back, push down to come back up. The further you lean back, the harder it is. Feet push the floor away to lean, and then we come back up. We're just gonna go 8 more. Lean, 8, push, 7, push, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing both legs out in front, right foot out in front, left foot inside of the right thigh. Turn your sternum towards the right toes, fold over the right leg, hands outside of the hips, or we're just reaching forwards. Bringing it back up. Left foot goes out in front, right foot comes inside of the left thigh, folding over the left leg. Bringing it back up. Let's go back over to the wall. If it feels a bit much for you, walking far in and getting your nose to the wall, just stay like a foot's distance away from the wall with the hands and just work on pushing yourself up and getting that same alignment. So again, let's push up. Shoulders up to your ears. Nose comes to the wall, lift the shoulders up to the ears. Then we take it into the ribs, pelvis tucks, glute squeeze. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, off. Back into our Nordics. 10. See how far back you can take it. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last one, we're going to try to take it back. Drop the bum in between the heels. For me, my body doesn't like this too much. So I would walk my hands back, maybe come onto my forearms. If you can work your back flat to the floor, all good. Just gonna breathe here. If you are back to the floor, try to get your hips down. Hold it for another 10, 9, belly button draws in, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come up. Now coming away from the wall, we're going to practice kicking up. We'll practice 5 hop ups either side. If you catch some air time on, say, the 3rd rep, just stay there. So to set ourselves up, we would bring the hands down, shoulders would stack over the wrists. We'd take one leg up, squeezing the legs apart, thinking of your front splits. And then from here, we're going to soften the bottom leg, try to kick up and get the bottom leg to follow, controlled. So if we soften and kick for 5, 4, 3, trying to keep the elbows locked out, 2, 1, and then see if you can get some air time. You're upside down, you're lifting the shoulders up, trying to draw the ribs in, belly button in, squeeze the glutes, point the toes. And then keep working it if you've got it. If not, we're going to simply come down, roll the wrists out a little bit, and practice on the other side. So, hands down. Let's take the left leg up this time. This is my least favourable side. We'll all have one side that we favour. Shoulders again stack over the wrists. We're going to soften the bottom leg and we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And again, if you catch some air time, stay there. Keep working it, keep working it, keep working it. I want you to try to have a few more sets of that. Take a few minutes in between. Practice kicking up for 3 sets, 5 reps each time. Leading into our front splits, we're going to finish with 2 exercises to open up the hips and open up the hamstrings. To start, we're going to come into a hip opener. So if you have 2 bricks, grab a hold of them. This back leg, we're going to take up the wall. We're going to try to bring the knees close to the wall as we can, but you might find that just due to restriction in the quads or the hips, it doesn't get up the wall, the shin. It looks a bit more like this. So with our bricks, we bring the back knee as close towards the wall as we can. Try to keep this foot facing upright. It's going to want to do this. Try to keep it pointing towards the ceiling. And then with the back foot, we're trying to step this foot forwards. With the bricks, here, my glutes pressing into the heel. You might find that your knee is where this brick is, that's fine. Here, I'm anteriorly pelvic tilted, my bum is sticking out. If I tuck it under, I'm going to feel more of a stretch in this quad. So try to tuck this. If I stay here and I squeeze the right glute and send the hip forwards, I'm going to feel a really deep stretch in this quad. Hands on bricks if you want. We're going to breathe here. Keep squeezing that right bum cheek. Keep keeping this right leg active or passively stretching into it. Keeping the pelvis tucked. We go for another 5 breaths, breathing in through nose, out through nose. Now, if I anteriorly pelvic tilt and stick my bum out, and I draw my left bum cheek towards my left heel, I'm going to feel a deep stretch in my right hip flexor. We're going to hold it here for a minute. You can support yourself with the bricks. We're trying to press the right hip towards the floor. Another 30 seconds. Press the right hip down. Keep the shoulders upright, stacking over the hips. 10 more seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly come out. Take a moment if you need it, and then when you're ready, left shin goes up the wall, left knee as close to the wall as you can get it. Left toes stay stacked over the knee. Right foot steps in or through. Left bum cheek comes to the left heel as we lift the torso. Tuck the pelvis under, squeeze that left bum cheek. And then I'm already getting a stretch in my left quad. But if I keep that pelvic tuck and sit forwards, stretch out the left quad. Hold it here for another 5 breaths. And then go into an anterior pelvic tilt. Stick the bum out slightly. Send the left hip towards the floor. We're going to hold it here for a minute. This is a deep hip opener. Just over 20 seconds to go. Ten seconds. Slowly come out. Do whatever feels good for your hips. Sit down for a moment, and then we are going to simply spin it around. We can keep hold of the bricks. We face the wall, and here we bring the right foot forwards. We try to get the ball of the right foot against the wall. We square the hips off, and we reach forwards. Ooh, this is a deep stretch into the hamstring and the calf. Right hip's pulling back, left hip's pulling forwards. I'm going to stay here for another 30 seconds. Twenty seconds to go. Slowly working out. Change leg. Left foot goes forwards. Right foot comes back. This right foot stays behind the right knee. The left heel presses into here, my mat. The ball of the left foot pushes into the wall. You can stay on the bricks if you want. We can be here. Or hands come to the mat. Here I'm pushing my hands into the floor. I'm trying to draw the chest down. 30 seconds starts now. Keep pushing that right hip forwards, drawing the left hip back. 20 seconds to go. Ten seconds. And slowly coming up. Now we'll work towards full front splits. So here we can have lots of props. I've got 4 bricks. 2 of the bricks I'm going to use for my hands. 2 of the bricks I'm going to use for the front and back leg. So to set ourselves up for front splits, if we stay on the ball of the back foot, it's going to keep the hips more square. It's going to be a more honest front splits. Instead of turning the hips out, we're going to keep them square. If I walk the back knee forwards, front heel forwards, and here, hands on my bricks, keep your shoulders stacked over the hips. If we keep the shoulders stacked over the hips, the weight's going to be in the hips. If we lean forwards, it goes into the hamstrings. And here, we're trying to work hips for front splits. So hands are supported with these bricks. We could go lower, we could take them out altogether. I've got the hamstring on my front leg supported by this brick. I've got the quad on the back leg supported by this brick. To simply make this harder or progress it, I could go lower down on this front brick, I could bring this higher up, or I could get rid of it altogether and just have this front hip or hamstring supported. So keeping the shoulders stacked over the hips, come into your deepest position. We're going to hold it for 90 seconds. So start off somewhere which is maybe a 5 out of 10 in intensity. Once that eases down a little bit to maybe a 3 or 4, take it down a bit lower into more of a higher intensity. So maybe taking it up into a 7. Going into full front splits for me is definitely at about an 8. And then over the course of the 90 seconds, we are trying to work deeper into our front splits. So we're either trying to work lower down those bricks, take the legs a little bit further, or eventually working towards your front splits. If you are in front splits, try to keep the right hip forwards or back even, and the left hip forwards, keeping your hips square towards the front. We've got another 40 seconds here. Twenty seconds to go. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push down on your bricks, lift the hips, slowly bring them back together. Come to sit on the heels. Give the hips a moment to recover. And then we're going to go straight into the other side. So again, we can have bricks to support our hands, bricks to support the thighs. If I bring the left foot forwards, take the right knee back, brick underneath the front thigh, brick underneath the back thigh. Well, this is my worst side. I should have started with this. And then bricks underneath the hands to support you. We're going to work 90 seconds into it. So again, here, this is quite easy for me with this brick here. It's giving me a bit too much help. So I could bring this brick further down the hip. That is forcing me to go lower into it. There we go, that's better. So there it's forcing me into a deeper front split. I could do with a block, something that's somewhere in between the width of that. But let's just go into it. Got just under a minute to go. Just over 30 seconds. Trying to keep the hips square throughout, left hip pulling back, right hip forwards. 20 seconds. Three, two, and breathe. Wow. Come to lying on your back, draw the knees in towards your chest. Oh, give your knees a big hug. Just try to slow your breathing down here. That was pretty intense for the body. Just give it a moment to relax. Let the nervous system quieten down a bit. Outstretch the legs. Palms facing towards the ceiling. And breathe. Stay here for as long as you need. Thanks for participating in the handstand and front split class, and hopefully I'll see you soon.